put that in the compliments in the comments. I'm coming here feeling horrible, but I have to be consistent in my posting. I have been saying that I was, and y'all, I am going to stand firm to that. You know what might help me is some bubble. That might- Yes, there we go. So I had said that I was going to come with a live. So I want to say to you all, good morning, good afternoon, good day, and welcome to whomever it is that is in the live. I am going to be on this live whether there are people here or not because I am confident in the fact that people will come back and take a look at it. And I'm just not really, really big on numbers. I'm really, really not. So just want to say hello, family. This is a video that I had been saying that I was going to do because I think it's really important to discuss this. I really, really, really do. This is the deal. Chronic disease is not people that are faking. Chronic disease is real. Chronic illness is real. It's very, very real. And what's really sad is that we have people, we have doctors and physicians, and those in the medical field who feel like people are just faking. People are not really feeling as bad as they say they are. To that, I say this: can't nobody tell Carol how she feels. I walk around in my body with my body every single day. Every year, 365 days of the year since 1966, probably within the first year, is when I actually recognized and knew what feeling was. Okay? So, welcome to whomever that is. So, hey, I knew you were going to be in here. Thank you so much for your support. So, what we're doing is we're talking about living with chronic fatigue. Welcome to whomever. And I don't know if I've told you all before, but I deal with chronic fatigue a lot of times and chronic illness. And a lot of times people look at you and they say, you don't look like you're telling me is that I'm supposed to walk around paying bills, grocery shopping, interacting with others when I do my hair, girl. If you don't, you know what, Shanique? Thank you, so sweet. I'm gonna tell you about something. Let me finish that sentence. Walking around with just looking a mess, interacting with people, looking a mess. No, I don't do that. So anyway, but I do look a mess today. Okay, so basically, what I just did is got up out of the bed and got myself together so that I could do this live. I have on pajamas. Um, Girl, this is crushed from my body. I ain't put no juice on it, nothing. It's just here. But thank you, I appreciate that. So, what is chronic disease? What is chronic illness? What that is, y'all, is that is a health condition or even a disease that exactly we don't look like we're going through it. But let me by the end of this live, you're gonna see Carol in a different light and others who suffer with it in a different light. And I just felt the need to do this because I'm gonna just be really, really honest. People are ignorant. They're ignorant. So, what chronic disease or chronic illness is? It is a health condition that, or a disease that a person has been dealing with for more than 3 months. After 3 months, that's when it becomes chronic. So, for instance, if you had a headache and that headache lasted 1 month and went away and you never had it again, that's not defined as chronic illness. But if you had that headache and that headache lasted for 2 months, well into 3 months, they call that a chronic illness. Migraines, excuse me, falls under chronic illness because they come back. They're reoccurring and they come back. I want to tell you guys something. Chronic illness, and I said before I got on here, I will not shed not one tear. Chronic illness, living with it is not easy. It's very painful. Whatever uh, uh, chronic illness or chronic disease you're dealing with, it is not easy. It's very painful. It's very tiring, and it steals your life from you. So, let me tell y'all what happened with me. What happened? Well, I'll tell y'all after I finish talking about the invisible disease part. So, what we have when we have invisible diseases, migraines, and no joke, I get those with fibromyalgia to where I am just vomiting all over. And this is a very graphic video. I'm just being real. I'm just gonna tell y'all that. Matter of fact, I'll probably put a warning. Okay, so invisible diseases, people have a hard time believing them because people look normal. Oh, I'm fine. How are you? Sharing God. That is Deborah. Hi, Deborah. I'm doing all right. I'm in my pajamas. I don't have my hair together. I'm not feeling too well, but I said that I was going to come through with this video. Hey, Keith. And health is definitely important. So, invisible diseases is where people, they call it invisible disease because people expect you to look like what it is that you say you feel. But this is not necessarily going to happen with certain people. Certain people are not going to walk around with their their clothes. Uh-oh. Y'all, I got little bitty ears and these earbuds is acting up. Hold on, y'all. It wants to fall out in my ear. I got some other ones, but I can't get into them. And they're Apple ones. I cannot get into them. I just bought them yesterday. These right here. Anyway, hopefully you all can continue to hear me. So, excuse me. With these invisible diseases, people tend, like myself, tend to look normal. We don't look like anything is wrong. Some of them are Crohn's disease, is an invisible one they call. Lupus is an invisible one. And there's something called myalgic encephalomyitis, and that's something that deals with like swelling of the brain. I have a little medical background, you all. I did go to school for that, so I know some of the terminology and stuff. The thing about fibromyalgia is this: because fibromyalgia does not affect major organs. So what you telling me? It's got to kill my, pull on my heart. It's got to mess with the kidney. It's got to tear those things up for you to deem it as a disease. The crazy thing about it is because they cannot see fibromyalgia in X-rays, they cannot see it in blood tests. They feel like it's not life-threatening. Well, can somebody tell me why? When I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm about 2 minutes from passing out because it takes everything from you. Y'all, I gotta get these other ones because this is coming out of my ear and it's quite annoying. Okay, so there are a number of different diseases that fall under invisible disease, and those diseases are understood or misunderstood. That's how it is with the doctor. I guess the doctors feel like, hey, I went to school for blah 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 years, and if I don't think they have it, if I don't think they have this, they're not going to get a diagnosis from me because they don't have it. They don't have this or that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have chronic fatigue because I'm getting into these things, y'all. Um, they don't have, the one thing that I've noticed a lot of times with doctors is doctors can be very, very, very cocky. And I mean that with no pun intended. I got to take these things out. Bear with me, y'all. I like the old school ones, baby. These right here are the business. Y'all give me a thumbs up if you can. Please.
Can y'all hear me with these? I just need one person to give me a thumbs up. I don't know if y'all can hear me because nobody's saying nothing. Oh, oh my God, there goes Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Bless you, sweetheart. So anyway, y'all, um, what I wanted to say is that again, a lot of these diseases and these illnesses fall under um, invisible. Thank you, Keith. Invisible illnesses because the doctors, the medical realm doesn't know about them. And I think sometimes when doctors go to school for so long, they think they're supposed to know everything. No, you're not going to know everything because, first and foremost, you're not God. People with invisible diseases often fall into depression, and they fall into depression and a sense of denial of their own illness because of people's misunderstanding. So I put on here on my little notes because I can't remember everything. Imagine, how would you feel if people didn't believe that you felt horrible most of the time? How would you feel? How would you feel if you walked around and people told you, girl, you don't look sick? Or if they told if they told you, wow, you gained weight. Because I did. I gained a lot of weight. They care more about the money than they do about the patients. Exactly. So what ends up happening, y'all, this is going to go into gaslighting too, is this. When we go to the doctor and we see the doctor, what the doctors in fact do is whatever condition, whatever it is a person has, they're looking at the cha-ching ching. And what, for instance, a cancer patient, you would think that a doctor's heart would be to work with this cancer patient and work towards life longevity. Oftentimes, it's just to get them to use a few of the machines to get a to get a to get some money racked up. I hate to say this, but this is a God honest truth. They don't care about people. But some of the other things that I experienced from people, because I suffer with fibromyalgia. So now I can tell you all, and arthritis. Back when I was 30 years old and in my 30s and 40s, I could wear heels. I can no longer wear heels. I often thought that the reason I couldn't wear the heels is because I damaged my feet by wearing heels Monday through Saturday, um, when I was out and about and doing things. Could be. But the reality is I have arthritis in my feet. Now, I have went to the doctor. I went to the doctor in 2005. And when I went to the doctor in 2005, at that time, I was working for a big company in Napa. I was a receptionist. I was then moved to working with engineers about a year later, but I was a receptionist and I loved my job. I've never had a job that I didn't like other than working at Rayleigh's, a supermarket. I hated that. But this particular job that I work at, it was called APX Systems, as a matter of fact, in Napa. And I worked there, and I used to have this was way before earbuds and those things. They didn't have that. They just had me doing this. And I had this pain in the back of my back and my neck. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, well, what type of work do you do? They said, okay, we're going to go ahead and attribute it to that. Then my elbow, right on my little elbow started hurting. And I was like, okay, well, I got to go to the doctor and see about that. Then my wrist started hurting. So they were like, okay, you have carpal tunnel, da 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 da. And then they said I had inflammation in my neck. So those were the first types of things. That was in 2000 and that was in 2007. Long story short, I ended up leaving that job and went to work for the government. And I had been working there probably 2.5 years, almost 3 years, um, longer than that. Y'all see my dates kind of. Oh, you're so sweet. My dates kind of get a little messed up, but long story short, a roundabout. These are not exact dates. Don't come for me, because people are sometimes people can be so crazy. Long story short, in 2008, I had a hysterectomy. All hell broke loose. I had to have a hysterectomy because if I didn't have the hysterectomy, I was going to straight die because I was literally bleeding to death. After that, I was sick with inflammation, but that was in June of 2008. But in July I was sick, and August I was sick. But then I started feeling better, and then in October I ended up moving. And when you move, you lift things, you clean things, and your body tends to get sore because you're using muscles that you haven't used in a long time. So I went to the doctor and I was like, my body is very, very sore. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but it feels like I've been ran over by a Mack truck. And he said, ran over by a Mack truck? He says, that sounds like a lot of pain. And I was like, yes, it is. I said, I did move. He says, okay, take these muscle relaxers. I'm sorry. Yes, he did. He gave me muscle relaxers and Motrin, and 800 milligrams of Motrin. He said, take this, every, I believe it was every 8 hours. And he said, you should start to feel better. As a result, I was falling asleep at work. Um, Sometimes I couldn't come to work. I was just in too much pain. So I started getting all kinds of things from people and friends. You're being lazy. You're trying to get attention. You don't look sick. What's going on? You canceling again? You're not going out again? And then I then I got into the place where I started um, coming into myself, just dealing with myself. I wouldn't interact with people. I stopped going to my mom's house and to my sister's house, and then I started getting, you're being lazy. Uh-oh, now you're gaining weight. Now, mind you, I had just had a hysterectomy, so your body is going to act a little bit differently because you have had a hysterectomy. So I ended up going to a doctor in another city, and she looked at me and she said, something's not right with you. She said, I'm not going to order any blood work, but what I need for you to do is I need for you to come back in 6 weeks. Continue to take the medication that the doctor's already given you, and I need you to come back in 6 weeks. Well, I didn't make it back in 6 weeks to her because I went to a military doctor, and his name was Dr. Robinson. He was an African American doctor. And he looked at me and he said, you're a beautiful woman. He says, and I hate to see you're in all this pain. And they have this um, tender point that they do when they check for fibromyalgia. There are points at your ankles, there are points on the inner part of your knees, there are points on your lower back, there are points in your hip. I'm going to talk about muscle relaxers. I sure am. I'm going to talk about those, Keith. That's good. I'm going to talk about those because, yeah, I'm going to talk about them. So, and there's tender points up here in your shoulders. There are so many tender points. All that man did was touch a tender point in the inner part of my knee, and I knew about kicked him out that room. When I tell you the pain of fibromyalgia is something, the best way to describe it is this. Imagine yourself not having worked out for 2 years, but you're going to go in there because you want to lose this weight, or you want to you know, redesign your body. You want to get buffed or you want to get fine, whichever one you want to say. And you go in there and you go in there the first day and you go really, really, really hard. What's going to happen the next day? You're going to wake up, you're going to have heavy arms, your legs are going to be heavy, your back is going to be hurting, your neck is going to be stiff. Can I tell you that I feel like that every single day? And God forbid if you touch me, like do something like this to my arm, I might slap you. My husband has to be very, very, very very, very careful with everything that he does to me because I am Tender Susie. Understand me when I tell you this. Fibromyalgia people are not faking. I can tell you the disease or the illness is not in my head. It is absolutely positively in my body. There are times that I can go to sleep. You have sleep disturbances. It's okay. I've been dealing with it since 2005. And I'm holding back tears because I said I wasn't going to cry. Um, but it's hard, y'all. It's really hard. Fibromyalgia is a very widespread pain on your entire body. You have nerve problems. Sometimes I can be sitting up and I have this all throughout my body, in your legs. My feet feel as if pins are in them, and I'm not diabetic. I'm not diabetic. I'm not pre diabetic. You get headaches, and those headaches oftentimes can cause you to have nausea. You get irritable bowel. You get irritable bowel. And like I said, this is a probably gross video. I don't know if you all know what irritable bowel is. Irritable bowel is when that stomach is upset and you're using the restroom, but I have irritable bowel with constipation. So irritable bowel means you go to the restroom a lot, but with constipation. You you figure that out. Some days I can eat things and I'm fine. Other days I can eat things and I am sick as a dog. You have weight gain. Now let me tell you something. I have always told y'all I look a mess. I hope so, Shanique. I have always told people that I'm full figured. I've been full figured my entire life. And I owe nobody any apologies at all. I love who I am. I like who I am. And if you don't like it, you can look to the right, the left, or in front of you. You don't have to look at me. Um, so the weight gain thing, I normally only go 5 to 10 pounds above what I normally am. I have never, ever, ever went beyond. Here recently, within the last couple of years, I have because I have also some problems with my thyroid. You are on. Is this door? Y'all gotta hold on a second. My door just opened. Hold on. I think it's because of my window. Hold on really quick, okay? Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry. Um, so, like I was saying, weight gain, um, uh, ridiculousness, several medications. You have joint pain. Now, let me tell you about. Okay, so let's go back to the weight gain. I'll continue. I'm kind of cockeyed. Go back to the weight gain. There we go. Like I said, because of my thyroid, I have been picking up. I've got a lot of water weight, and um, but with fibromyalgia, no lie, 1 month. 1 month of being on Cymbalta. 1 month when they first put me on it, I gained 30 pounds. Cymbalta, I'm good. How are you? I gained 30 pounds. So, um, you do experience weight gain. Several medications. You get antidepressants. You get um, nerve pills. You get pills for arthritic pain, for joint pain, and then you get the dreaded muscle relaxer. I want to tell y'all, how in the world can you have someone on all of these pills but tell them that the pain that they are experiencing is in their head? I'm sorry that you're sick. I hope you start to feel better. Um, so, oh, so the all so it's a mind game. You say it's in our head, but yet and still you write medications. They had me at one time on a muscle relaxer. Get this, 500 milligrams. 500 milligrams. And I told them that I wanted them to take me off because I did not like the name of it. It was called methocarbamol. Meth, meth. Let me tell y'all something. I have never, 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 and my mama told me never to say never if it doesn't apply. I've never had a problem with drugs. I've never had a problem with alcohol. I'm 55 years old and I can say that. Am I downing the next person who has? Absolutely not. I will pray for you and pray that deliverance will come because it's a stronghold. But they have you on all these medications and stuff. But when I tell you guys that a person who tells you that they have fibromyalgia is not playing, they're not playing. This is something else that a lot of people don't understand. With fibromyalgia, you get confusion and foggy brain. A lot of people might say, you don't seem to have. Yes, I can tell you one day, and it ain't crazy. I can tell you one day something, and the next day can't even remember that I said it because our brain, we have low memory. It's crazy. There are times when we're moody. Now, let me tell you something about that one. I I don't deal with the moody. I don't. I try not. I think because the reason I don't have problems with the moody is because I pride myself on just trying to be kind to people. So when I know somebody don't want to be bothered, I don't bother them. The drugs and alcohol. The drugs and alcohol is a who must have a problem with drugs and alcohol? A dominant man. Because I know you're not talking to me. Because dear heart, you will be blocked. I don't have. I've never had. That's what I'm saying. I've never had a problem with drugs and alcohol ever, ever. I probably couldn't even tell you what is a spirit or what ain't a spirit. I probably couldn't even. You probably could name more alcohols than me and more. You probably can't do drugs, more drugs than me. Name more drugs than me because I have a medical background. But as far as alcohol, no, honey, I don't. That's one thing I don't have. I don't have a problem with drugs and alcohol. And I'm going to tell you something. Let me put my coffee down real quick. Kind as I am, the one thing you and no one get to do is come here on my live and try to disrespect me. Now, you said you were sick when you came in here. I wished you well. I'm still wishing you well. But you don't get to say that I have a problem with drugs and alcohol. First of all, you don't even know me to even assume that. And look at the first three letters of assume. That said, I'm done with the conversation with you. Anyway, we have like the foggy brain and confusion and low memory with fibromyalgia. You get severe nausea, moody, and sometimes you have a situation like if, as you guys know, I'm getting older, so quite naturally I would have to wear glasses, but there's a sensitivity to light. You have arthritic and rheumatism problems. Hence, one of the reasons you have to see a rheumatoid doctor. And a rheumatoid, if you don't know what rheumatoid is a doctor who deals with. Oh, you have a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, wow. Uh, okay, so this is what I'm going to tell you about you having a problem with drugs and alcohol. If you have a problem with drugs and alcohol, and you actively know that you have a problem and you want help for that problem, what you need to do is you need to reach out to um, not authorities, but you need to. I don't even know. I don't even think Keith, he's from the States, right? Is he from the States? He needs to get with someone and see if someone can help. Dominant man, you have my I'll get with you. I'm gonna send you a messenger. I'll send you a messenger after this is over and tell you. I'll give you some little tips. I apologize. I thought you were saying me, and that's something I don't have a problem. Do I think I'm any better than you? I've already said that early in the video. Absolutely not. Okay. So we have also sensitivity to light, but also fibromyalgia persons, and those a lot of times with invisible illnesses. It's a plethora of different things, but you have sensitivity to smell. I cannot stand the smell of bacon. I can't stand it. I know a lot of people are going to go, bacon. Mm-mm. I can't stand the smell of a lot of things. Um, uh, Fibromyalgia persons also have bladder and urinary problems. There are issues with dry eye, causing you to have eye issues. Years ago, I had TMJ. TMJ is temporomandibular joint pain right here. It's all associated with fibromyalgia. Sleep issues. I don't sleep 8 hours throughout the night. I can go to sleep at say 9:30. By 12 o'clock, I'm woke, and oftentimes you have problems sleeping because you're in pain. Um, a lot of the problems that fibromyalgia persons and those that suffer with other chronic diseases have are dealing with rheumatoid. But the one thing I want to say about those diseases or illnesses, try not to judge people when they say that they're going through things. Um, you never really know what a person is going through because you are not in their body. A lot of times, I know with fibromyalgia persons, they tell us that we need to be checked for um, autoimmune diseases. I have a sister who has lupus. I have not been tested for that. I don't want to know if I have lupus. But guess what? My sister and I have the same exact problems. Um, some of the things that can be picked up in your blood that can't be picked up on an x-ray are rheumatoid arthritis. Um, no, rheumatoid arthritis, I believe, can, but there's something called Sjogren's, I think Sjogren's syndrome, and lupus. Um, these are those types of arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and I guess the Sjogren's syndrome and lupus are easier to identify in blood work. But what it is when they do the blood work, they need to um, work to screen um, their patients instead of assuming that all of us are lying. Y'all, I've been sick. I stopped working in 2009. I've been disabled since 2009. Now, me being disabled since 2009 should let you know that my doctors know that it's something wrong with me. I've been on disability. I'm only 55 and I've been on disability 12 years. Crazy. And let me tell you something. You're not looking at a lady who didn't work. I worked two jobs to take care of my kids and to make sure that we had the things that we needed after I divorced my first husband. I'm not, you're not looking at somebody who had problems with anything other than probably financial, just trying to make ends meet. So when they told me, my doctor told me, my doctor actually put me on leave, on a leave, and as a result of it, I lost my job. And when I lost my job, I ended up applying for um, unemployment. Yes, I did. And then I applied for Social Security at the same time. Yes, I did. And they know that. And when I went to court and they asked me, because I had to go to court for them to approve my Social Security because of age, um, the doctor asked, the judge, I'm sorry, asked me, well, why would you apply for unemployment? And, unemployment is saying that you can work. And I said, I know it is, but I had dire need. So be, be a good steward of your own health. If you are having some issues with health, if you are having some issues with problems, whatever type of problems, even if it is drug and alcohol, yes, Lord, seek help. There is help out there. Google it on your phone. There are so many different programs. I know in the United States there are so many different programs that are willing to help you. I don't. I don't work right now. I haven't worked since 2009. Everything that I do, I actually had a bakery business that went on hiatus in 2019 with COVID. But basically, everything I do, I write books. But that's it. That's it. I don't do a whole bunch because I don't have a lot of stamina to do a lot of things. I do what I can. Like for instance, yesterday, I have a corner of my room that I cleaned up yesterday. And when I did it, I took all the clothes and everything. I mean, I completely cleaned it up. I literally could not move this morning because what happens is if you overexert yourself with fibromyalgia, what ends up happening is um, once you are finished doing that, you are down for the next couple of days. This right here, sitting up here and doing this video, is a whole bunch because I'd rather be in the bed. You know what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to share that with you all. Is there anybody on here? You guys have any questions or anything before I close out? Any questions before I close out? One thing, by the way. Oh, you finished my book, did you? Okay, well, thank you for purchasing it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Um, and what I'm gonna do, I know I say this quite a bit. I'm gonna try to be coming back. I think I've came back and for the last three days I've submitted something. Um, I don't know what I'm going to do a video on tomorrow. A lot of women have been asking me to do makeup videos. I don't like to do makeup online because you get. And I also finished my new. Oh, did you? Okay. Um, a lot of people, uh, may have, I don't care about what people have to say. I might upload a makeup video. I might do that. That's if I feel like it, y'all, because this hair and I don't really feel like doing nothing. All right, you guys, I love you all so much. I just pray that each and every one of you are blessed. Go back if you just came in and look at the video, at the live. I was not going to come live. I was actually going to just do a video, but I said, oh no, let's just go ahead and do live because you got to see me in my realest form. I am without makeup. hmm Matter of fact, without makeup in my realest form, and I don't feel too well today. I'm having like a little flare, and that's what they call them, fibro flares. Is when you actually are down because of the fibromyalgia. That said, you all have a wonderful and blessed day, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.